is a resident of Shinjuku, has called for guarantees of safety for residents in the quarantine area, alluding to X Day. I don't know how the government does things, but it seems like the police aren't the only ones having problems. Her critical statements about the police mistake and injustice have come under fire as, right now I need to worry about myself. Scolding myself for getting distracted, I turned off the TV. I'll be starting my investigation tomorrow, should I? So I should review the cases. My laptop. I booted up my PC to go over some articles about the X-Day incidents. Which ones should I review? Ooh. Let's see. I've already forgot who was doing what. It's April and May, June, July. Let's go with November. I think that's the one where they said there wasn't anybody. Disguised traffic accidents incident. November 5th, a collision between a truck and a motorcycle officer led to 2 fatalities. This was initially reported as an accident, but surveillance camera footage revealed that the traffic light had been manipulated and the incident was reclassified as an X-Day event. The Roman numeral 2 was discovered at the scene, and one of the victims was holding the signature coin, but this was not publicized. An investigation treating this as part of the X-Day cases was started. After this, Adenos unloaded another video to their internet. Some people exist who should never have been born. Self-centered, arrogant, demeaning people with these qualities in excess trample upon the dignity of others. We, Adonis, shall pass judgment upon the people, overflowing with the base desire. Countdown to X-Day 2. November X-Day incident has been added to your materials. Which one should I review? Let's go with April and May. Police abductions incident. April 4th. It all began with this video. A video of Shinjuku Station TV showing a group that appeared to be tied up. The altered voice disclosed a list of scandals the 4 people were accused of: collisions with organized crimes, embezzlement, triumphing up evidence, excessive use of force, bullying fellow officers into suicide. Criminals such as these must face capital punishment. They must be exterminated. We will resurrect truth in this warring world. No longer will only the weak be persecuted. Viewers wondered if it was a tacky commercial. The indifferent voice echoed through Shinjuku. Then the video displayed these words. Countdown to X-Day is 9. The gruesome countdown mentioned at the start of the video had begun. Officer abductions and murder. May 4th, the officer in the disturbing video hadn't been found and the situation turned dire. They were broadcast online, unlike in April. After the short intro, gunshots ring out. When judgment was rendered, the voice spoke. Judgment has been passed as a preview as X-Day. This is not the end. Henceforth, we will mediate out justice in the name of the National's rebirth. Our name is Adonis. Hear me well, listeners. Make sure that you remember the name, okay? May this world become a paradise. Countdown to X day. Oh, that was 5, 8. The police arrived. Oh, so that's going down. The police arrived far too late. The death of the officer was confirmed. However, many other bloodstains were found. X day, May. Which one should I? Let's review them all, can we? Let's go June. 7. Middle school explosion. June 4th, an explosion occurred at a middle school in Shinjuku, killing all members of a class. They were doing a science experiment at the time, so it was initially ruled as an accident. However, the damage caused changed the ruling. The Roman numeral 7 was drawn on the roof of the building, and a coin was found at the site identical to the ones in May's case crime. It also linked to April and May's cases. No fingerprints were found at the scene, and all people present perished. So much is still unknown about this case. Explosive residues were found, but they were from early obtainable components. A school festival had been held recently, so determining suspects had been difficult. Afterwards, the group called itself Adonis uploaded a video in mid-June. A heartbreaking event has occurred. This was not indiscriminate murder. All the deceased were in fact sinners. If you knew the extent of their crimes, you would accept their deaths as just. To save all people from sadness, we of Adonis will continue to judge the wicked. Countdown to X day is 7. A dedicated investigation officer in Shinjuku Station was set up to handle X day cases. June, which one should I? We're gonna review them all. July. I thought I could only review one, so. Stalker murder. July 1st. A man who had been stalking a woman was killed by a babysitter. The assailant was caught on the spot. Many witnesses' accounts thought that it was a legitimate act of self-defense. However, the assailant was previously taken into custody as a suspect for the May X Day incident, so he's currently in detention. Afterwards, the Roman numeral 6 and another coin was found at the victim's residence. Both the assailant and the stalking victim were suspected to have ties to Adonis, but no evidence was found to corroborate this. In early August, Adonis released a video declaring the incident part of the countdown. Whoa. A man was arrested for defending himself. Don't you find that unreasonable? He was a hero who saved a woman. This woman had been plagued by her stalker for years, but the police did nothing. We, Adonis, could not overlook this, so we passed judgment on the victim's behalf. Countdown to X Day is 6. Also, this month's countdown is 5. Soon our judgments shall fall again. Oh, I had to review them all. That's even more messed up. I thought I was doing this by choice. Now I don't wanna. Online gamer serial killing. This incident had the most victims aside from the June middle school bombing that crumbled school public opinion of internet users. August 2nd, 3 men were shot to death in Shinjuku. However, their location in the city, time of death, and their ages were unrelatable. Related. However, the number 5 was left at each crime scene in addition to the coin. The killing was declared related to X day. From August 5th to August 7th, 3 people were killed per day, making 9 victims in total. Including the first 3 victims, all the deceased played the same online game. A thread that bound the victims was found. The police appealed for caution, but the game had millions of players across the country, and panic erupted nationwide. There were many victims, and obstacles like hackers attacking the game's servers made the investigation extremely difficult. Then, on August 14th, 3 more players of the game were killed at different locations. All victims belonged to the Shinjuku Guild, and they were all Shinjuku residents. It was also speculated that the in-game bullying might have been what sparked these killings. There was a terrible feat that a large number of people had been complacent in the murder. On August 18th, a suicide victim was found who claimed to regret bullying others online. This person was not a resident of Shinjuku. In late August, another video was uploaded. Indiscrimination murder. Many of you believe this was injustice. If only you knew the truth, they needed to be killed. They committed sins that required judgment. We saved future victims by delivering it. Countdown to X Day is 5. The country was in fear of Adonis, yet distrust of the police mounted mainly due to their ineffectiveness of X Day cases. For now, the damage was limited to Shinjuku, but what if Adonis turned their eyes outward? If bullying in a video game warranted death, what sort of sin would merit judgment next? Anyone could be next. This incident was the impetus for the Shinjuku Quarantine Act, as well as the repeal of the sword and weapons control lawsuit within Shinjuku. Which one should I review? Well, I think there's only one left. September. Let go. Oh. September 7th, another video was uploaded declaring that the countdown to X Day had reached 4 and displaying Adonis' signature coin. You are not necessary to this world. Have you ever thought something like that? Your birth was a mistake. Existence is meaningless. There is no hope. Who created such a world? Who is truly unnecessary? Adonis will mediate our justice to the people who delight in creating such despair. Countdown to X Day is 4. On the 7th of September, the hanged body of Ken Hachisuka, who lived alone, was discovered in his apartment by his girlfriend. The police believe it to be a murder disguised as a suicide. Only a Roman numeral number was discovered at the scene, not the coin. The police firmly believe this is to be another X Day killing. The investigated. It was discovered that another man visited the apartment on the day of the murder. The visitor was named Yuki Tsunamori. He also attended the same free school as the victim, and they had interacted before. His fingerprints were found at the scene, and the police investigated him as likely suspect. Tsunamori claimed to be a chosen one and had a coin like the others had been found. Analysts found the coin to be the exact same as those found in the previous X Day events. The police arrested Tsunamori as an X Day suspect and ceased further investigation. Then, 1 month later, on October 7th, Another video declaring the countdown had reached 3, displaying Adonis' signature coin, was uploaded to the
本当
internet.
私は俺はこの世界から必要とされていない
I am, she is, he is not needed in
幸
this
せを
world.
望むことを許されなかったこの世に生まれ落ちた
From the very
その時
beginning,
から
I was
多分
unnecessary.
我々も捨てましょう悲しみを作り出すものを
Thus, we will discard everything, we will break those, we create sorrow. Counted down to X Day 3. Investigations was concerned about the September video, but the suspect, Tsunemori, was already in custody. Also, no new X-Day style events had occurred and no deaths were reported. However, the day after the video went live, Tsunemori hung himself in his cell. The police had lost their only X-Day lead and the truth was shrouded in darkness. Nice. Which one should I review? Oh, so that's enough for now. I think this is enough for now. Even for a summary, there was much to digest. Even if I decided to undertake this on my own, I would have no idea where to start. I need some direction. Oh, if someone is working on this month's case, we'll be working on it together. The letter said I needed to grasp the truth of X Day. In that case, I might be quickest to investigate them as a whole, while Yanagi, he was also sympathetic about the caller. Inamoto is looking into April and May. I think that's the first case, right? The April-May incident started it all. There might be some good hints there. I had a personal interest in August when the quarantine and weapon policy was enacted. Sasuke's on August. I wonder if he's really cooperating with others. Next was that leaves Shirashi. Shirashi was scary in his own unique way. Out of the whole group, he was the one person who was openly enjoying my situation. He had a unique way of viewing my collar. He saw it as a source of great amusement. Besides, Shirashi is the one who could most easily plant letters. If someone's at the station slipping letters into investigation files, I had to be wary. However, the most obvious suspect wasn't someone shadowy mole, but rather Shirashi. If I'm going to investigate Shirashi, I'll probably have to work on the case he has. He moved between the police and Yanagi's group. It was odd that he decided to reopen the already solved September case. I'm so confused. Further complicating things, I've had to work my day job while secretly investigating. I'm terrified, but I have no choice. Okay, I have to get a handle on what I have to do. I had a rough idea of what I'd have to do starting tomorrow, so I sighed in relief. Speaking of which, they told me to go to Sakuragawa for help getting intel out. I'll go see her tomorrow. Dang, this is a long prologue. December 7th, 11:30 a.m. The next day, I was on call during my lunch break and I could be summoned at any time. Before I eat, I should go see Sukagawa in forensics. Oh. I know what it told me to do, but what if I went somewhere else? Can I? It's not letting me click on things. I tried clicking on other things, it wouldn't let me. Mean. I took a deep breath in front of the door in forensics and knocked. Excuse me. I opened the door and spoke to the man sitting just beyond. Good afternoon. I'm Lee Hoshino from CRSRCPO local office. Is Kyoto Sakagawa
お疲
in?
れ様です ちょっと待っててください。
Good afternoon. Just a second.
おい、桜川。
Sakagarawa. I can't do it. A woman seated at a desk further inside reached the call. She was the woman I had seen in the photo. This was definitely Sugagawa.
なんだよ。今手が離せな。
What? My hands are full. I love her. Sugagawa's eyes went wide when she saw me, and she approached me right away. Good afternoon. I know. Come with me. With that curt response, Sugagawa exited the room immediately without even waiting for me to do likewise. I anxiously hurried after her. She took me to the roof. I hit the wrong button. And then I hit the wrong button again. We would obviously be less likely to be seen or overheard up here. Shikagawa narrowed her eyes and scouted the area and spoke once she thought it was clear. I heard about you from Sasaki. You're here from Yanaki's detective agency with a request about X-Day cases, right? Sasaki said that he wanted me to help an investigator they were sending to the police. Seriously, what a pain. I'm sorry. Sakuraga shot a doubtful and disapproval glare at me. You do know you'll be fired for this if you're caught doing this, right? I thought this was just a meet and greet, but Sakuragawa cut right to the chase. She was testing my dedication to the investigation. I thought I'd be doing everything I could each day to protect Shinjuku and its citizens. I thought that X-Day investigation was a distant, different world than mine. But now I was right in the thick of it. I want to do everything that I can. I'm assuming later on there'll be a different option here. Otherwise, why'd I have one option? Selection. There are things I need to protect. Obviously, getting involved with Yanagi's investigation would be a violation of my duties. But my real duty, the duty of the police, was to protect the safety of Shinjuku Ward. As a police officer, I wanted to protect whomever I could. If I was paralyzed by my position or methods, then I'd never make any progress solving this case, even if that means I can't stay on the force. I made up my mind and looked straight at Shikagawa. I came to you with all that in mind. It might be against regulations, but I will do my duty as a police officer. I swear that I'm determined to do that. When I made my intentions clear, Sakagawa's eyes went wide and she dropped her gaze. If I took you down after saying that, it would make me look like a bad guy. She looked up at me and sighed. I'll help you however I can. Besides, I made a promise to Sasaki. I can't do it. Really? However, I will not lift a finger if it's something that will blow back in my face. Of course, that's only natural. And don't complain if all I can offer you is advice. Got it? Yes. She relented, perhaps because of how vigorously I nodded. Well, come see me if anything happens. I'll help you out if I have time. Sakagawa finished with a weak smile. I bowed deeply at her. Thank you so much. With that, it was a grand gesture. Her face scrunched up in displeasure and she folded her arms sulkily. I'm glad she seems like a good person. I was new, so I didn't know many people here. It was gratifying to know her when I had no idea who I could rely on in this situation. Oop. That was my bad. The next step depended on me. I have to do my best not to trouble her too much. My phone started vibrating in my pocket. Yes, this is Hoshino. Something happened. We got a victim. Sounds like the residential area hit. It's pandemonium over there. SRCPO have been called in for support. Get over there right away. Yes, sir. If I get kidnapped again, I'm convinced you're part of this. I hung up the phone and saw Sakagawa running from the rooftop exit. I was sure she had orders to move out too. I had to hurry. I put my phone away and started running because I don't have a car. Where's the car? Just kidding, I have a car now. This is an X-Day announcement. We will never forget. We won't forget the people who sinned. When this reaches 0, we'll be executed. If the police can arrive here before this countdown reaches 0, you can save us. I'm not very good. Hurry! I don't want to die. ×3. Oh. On the way to the scene in a squad car, I watched a video while listening to Mochida explain the situation. The video had been sent to the police email address of the Shinjuku PD a few hours ago. They're dead. It said it was 2 hours. Unlike past statements, this had been sent only to the police for some reason. I had a request for the police. Apparently, Investigate HQ had enforced a gag order and were analyzing the video. Gag order, an official ban of dissemination certain information. Yep, I did it. That's a real word. The gag order so police movement doesn't get leaked to the criminals. Adnos had increased their ranks, so there could be leaks anywhere. Oh, Mochida seemed somewhat annoyed by investigating HQ's behavior, as if they suspected there was someone in the station working with Adnos. But that could true. I softly touched my collar through my clothes. Any information I'd heard previously could be transmitted to the criminals. I had to tread very carefully. The gravity of the position I was in chilled me to my core. We were almost at the scene. A text. I subtly moved my phone so that Mochida couldn't see the screen. It's from Sasaki. Stop by on your way home. It was a short message, but the implications came through loud and clear. Sasaki and the others had probably already caught wind of the crime. Even though the gag order was in place, they don't seem to have slowed down at all. Feeling strangely impressed, I closed my phone because I have a flip phone. Because I'm cool. It looks like this. It's a great time. Investigators and detectives were all over. Curious bystanders were also gathered at the scene. Pandemonium was an apt way to describe it. We showed our police notebooks and entered the apartment where the homicide had occurred. I haven't even been offered to date anybody yet, by the way. Compared to the previous crimes, they managed to pinpoint the crime scene awfully fast, but we were still too late. We heard that the victim had already been killed and the suspect had fled the scene before the police arrived. Wait here, I'll find out what our posts are. Yes, sir. Move it, you're in the way. Sakagawa entered the room wearing a forensics uniform. Her tense expression relayed the severity of the crime to me.
森岡さん、死亡時刻絞り
He's
ましょ
so cute! Morika, we have an approximate time of death. Oh. Section 1.
どうだった
How long
う。
ago?
捜査員が現場に駆けつける10分から20分ほど前と見られます。
Yeah, because you guys suck. Looks like it was 10 or 20 minutes before the officer arrived.
だか
We were one step behind. Seiji!
これまで完全に数歩先を行かれていたことを考えると大進歩とも言えるでしょうが
Up until this point, we had been trailing them by so many steps that you could actually say this was a sign of
間に合わなきゃ
progress.
意味がない被害者を出してしまった以上手放しで喜べる状況じゃないぞ
What's the point if we were too late? There's no time for celebration. We still have
心得て
casualties.
いますだからこそ些細な情報も見逃せません
I understand. All the more reason we can't overlook any details. It's why we're personally on the
無駄死
scene.
にはさせない
I don't want their deaths to be in
Yeah.
vain.
桜
Yeah.
川被害者の身元は判明したのか
Sakigawa, did you ID the victims
田
yet?
中悟、34歳。この部屋の住人で一人暮らしです
Satori Tanaka, 34 years old. He lived
現
here
在は
alone.
無職。元はゲーム開発会社勤務。プログラマーだったようですね。
Currently unemployed, he used to be a programmer at a game development studio. I listened to their exchange, making sure to stay out of the way. If they'd locate the scene just a bit sooner, this could have been prevented. I was sure that this investigators felt the frustration more than anyone else. I knew how it felt to be toothless. People's lives depend on my actions. Investigations aren't that simple. Personal actions or not, I would bear that burden if I wasn't in a collected state of mind. Then someone slapped me on the shoulder.
俺たちは周辺封鎖の手伝いと近隣住民への説明だ。
They need our help putting up the cordon and explaining the situation to the
犯行
neighbors.
時刻からするとまだ犯人が近くに潜んでいる可能性も高い。取り逃がさないように慎重にな。
Based on when this crime occurred, there's a good chance that the suspect is still nearby. We have to be careful not to let them escape. If I put a timer on someone for 3 hours, I would just leave. I would leave. Things can go bad. That's okay. Yes, sir. After we set up the cordon and talked to the neighbors, we were told to gather information. Time flew, but in a flurry of actions, I realized it had gotten dark. Nice. Chapter 1. December 7th. Soon. Okay, we're gonna save since this is a long one and this will just be chapter 0. Does this actually get me on a story path yet? I am! I'm on Kai's chapter. Is that possible? I didn't even know he was an option. What did I do? How did I do that? All right, cool. That's fine. I think I've said this before. I always pick my favorite for last. He's kind of a jerk so far, but the blue-haired guy was who I was gonna save for last. I was gonna try and go for the redhead first, because I wasn't that interested in his looks, I guess. So we'll see how it goes. Now then, let's go back to our main menu. See what we've unlocked so far. I tried something different last game, and I did all the extra scenes at the very, very end, and I think it was more confusing because I couldn't remember some of the stories at that point. Let's see. It's my album. I just want my album. I like my album. Do I not have an album? Oh, interesting. This is weird. Oh, there was still more there. I find this extremely strange that these are not in some specific order. I assumed each one of these had to do with everyone's story. It's not telling me these pages have a reason, so I'm not sure. This says album. Am I wrong? Events? Okay, weird. Okay, there's 3 there. There's only 1 in that scene. Only 1 in that scene. Got 2 or 2 there. Lots of others. Ooh, okay, so we need to go back and do the shooting thing because it looks like I could do a different one. Maybe if I don't do the shots, good. See if I can just load it. That was like one of the first things she did. Right? Oh gosh, how early on was that? Does this have, I don't have, oh, it doesn't have chapters yet. Okay, I think I don't get chapters until I get through the entire story. So never mind, we'll do it later. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me on our first adventure into Color X Malice. This is chapter 1. I do upload all my streams onto YouTube, so if you want to see older ones, since this is the first Color one, I have other Atomi games I've already played and beat on there. And then if you're on YouTube and seeing this and you want to see my newer stuff, if you visit me on Twitch, you'll see the stuff as I stream it. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. Bye.